Hi guys, what's up? My name is Hong and this is my first YouTube video. Ooh. So a little bit about myself. I am American and I am currently living and working in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So far it's been great and I've been living here for about a year. I am an only child, but I'm not really that weird. I'm also 24 years old. So it's kind of crazy that this is my first YouTube video because I've always wanted to do YouTube. I've had friends and people come up to me and say, you should do YouTube, or do you have a YouTube channel? Or they'll ask me, how do you do your makeup and all these things? And I've always wanted to do it, but I've never done it until now in 2018 because I don't know, I guess I've just always been nervous. I'm a little nervous, but this is a year where I'm just gonna do everything I want to do, including YouTube. So thank you for watching. There's a lot of things that I'd like to tell you about and show you about in my life, but this video is going to be primarily about how I ended up working in Vietnam. So first of all, I've never thought I would be a teacher, especially living in Vietnam. How I ended up teaching is because after I graduated from college, I was working a few 9-to-5 corporate jobs, and it was great and I learned a lot. But sometime down the line, I felt very stagnant and I was like, okay, I don't want to spend the rest of my life in Boston, which is where I'm from. And I was like, okay, so what am I gonna do with my life now? I've always loved to travel and I've studied in different countries throughout university, but I was like, okay, now is the time for me to actually move abroad and do this while I'm young. I think the best way for me to move abroad right now is to teach, because teaching is a job that almost anyone can do. I've never taught before, first of all, and I don't know if I would be a good teacher because what if kids don't like me? What if I'm too strict? What if I'm too boring? What if I don't know what I'm teaching? But realistically, anyone can teach, trust me. You can do it if you really wanted to. I did research on, okay, what countries would pay the most for teachers, and one of the top countries would be Vietnam. The pay rate you get compared to the living cost is pretty good. And so I got my CELTA, and a few months after my CELTA, I got a job at the same language center where I studied for the CELTA. I definitely think that teaching abroad is the right thing for you if you've always wanted to live abroad, but you're just not sure how you're actually gonna make this big step in your life, because it is a huge decision. Other than that, life in Vietnam is pretty hectic. It's just a completely different world, especially compared to America. I don't even know where to begin. First, Vietnam is hectic. It's hectic and it's crazy, but it's a great country and it's the place for you if you just want to just do something completely different and drastic with your life. When I first moved to Vietnam, I was super nervous, even though I visited here when I was younger. Living here is a completely different story. Let's start with the traffic. It is crazy. Well, majority of the people here drive mopeds, and we call them moto. What you refer to as a bumper to bumper here we'd refer to as tire to tire. Your ankle is literally brushing off of the person next to you. The great thing about everyone driving mopeds is that you could kind of like just listen on at everyone's conversation if you can understand them, and you could see what everyone's wearing, you could actually see what everyone's doing, whereas like in a car you only kind of get like their side, or like kind of see from like the shoulder up what's going on. But it's great because like it's just so open. You're sitting there on a bike. This is how you're gonna get from A to B. This is how I get to work. This is how I get to the mall. And there's Uber out here. Some people don't believe or like don't expect that there's Uber out here, but there is. But it's not just Uber car drivers like usual. It's Uber moped drivers.
Uber?
So a person will come on their moped, they'll most likely be wearing like the Uber uniform and helmet, and they'll call you to let you know that they're there to pick you up, and you know it's your Uber like anywhere else based on the license plate, and you just hop on, put on your helmet. You should definitely wear a mask because the pollution here is pretty crazy, and you're off. And that's it. I remember my first Uber ride was so scary because that was the first time I've been on the back of a moped going in traffic, and I was just like, I remember just holding on to the Uber driver. But now I'm like, hey, whatever, no hands. But the traffic is crazy. The pollution some days are worse than others. There's definitely smog, so be prepared for that if you're planning on visiting or moving here. At first I was like, it's not so bad, I can handle it, but I remember like I would just start getting like so sick. Usually I remember I got like bronchitis. I remember it was so hard for me to breathe. I was just getting all sorts of things, and I'm pretty sure part of it has to do with the pollution. But now I'm better, primarily because I wear a mask. A mask like this. The food here is amazing. I'll be shooting videos talking about food, street food, restaurants, stores. Shopping here is great, and one of the best parts is everything is so cheap. I'm not kidding you. You can go buy banh mi, which is a sandwich filled with pork, ham. Even if you're vegetarian, you get a sandwich with cucumbers, butter, whatever, for $1. $1. Can you imagine? Whereas in America, $1, what can you get for $1? I can't even think of something you can get for $1 anymore.
Dạ cho em một cái bánh mì ốp la. Bánh mì ốp la. Dạ bánh mì ốp la với lại bỏ vậy rồi. Dạ bao nhiêu vậy? 15.000 em. Rồi. Here's 20,000. Có là 5.000 hả? Yeah. And I get 5,000 back. Come on, come on.
Yeah, that's just a little bit about Vietnam, and I'm excited to share with you so much more. If you want to know more about the whole CELTA process, studying to get yourself a CELTA, the difference between a CELTA and TOEFL or a TESOL, I'll definitely do another video on that. But that's just a little bit about me so far. It's been quite a roller coaster, but I'm really excited to just show you more about my life. And if you guys have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to comment and subscribe to my channel. I will try my best to answer all your questions, and I hope you really enjoyed this video and that it helps you a little bit to get to know me. And yeah, that's it. Bye!